Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to a brand new episode. I don't know. I got lost. I was trying to say something else. Welcome back to another episode of Boogiepop Phantom, or not Phantom, Boogiepop and others. That's the other one. Um, we're on episode 4, I believe. New arc, probably. I mean, last episode 3 seemed pretty final. Manticore is dead. Um, Manticore's partner is also dead or in space. Um, Nagi is alive again. Basically everything's good. Echoes is gone. Blonde chick is dead. That's not a good thing, but you know. Um, do I know their names besides Nagi? I do not. So we quickly looked up their names. Um, Nagi, Tota's buddy. Tota's buddy. Taneka? Tana? I don't see his name, but I think it's like Tanaka. Nitoti, that's the student council girl. Um, Sume is the crime person, which didn't actually do much last arc. I thought she would have had a bigger role. No, Tanaka's blonde girl's boyfriend, so I don't know if we'll see him again actually. Where's Takeda? Maybe? That his name? I assume we'll see him because he's Toka's boyfriend. That's the one I'm thinking about. Oh well. Tateda Teiji. There he is. Tateda Teiji. So I'm assuming it's gonna be Tateda, Toka, Nadi, and probably Nitoki as the main center. And Suma maybe as the main like cast, reoccurring cast. But it depends, who knows. This it's already shown in the first arc that this anime has a pretty unique way of telling a story, so we'll see. But anyways, get your copy of the episode ready. Episode 4, my copy is 23 minutes, 42 seconds long, and at the end of the episode, we'll talk about it. So let's start in Achi. Before we start, I know we're not doing snack review because I don't have a snack box, but at the Chinese store, picking up some random drinks. Got some got a Kirin, popular Japanese brand. Uh, White peach milk tea. The English afternoon tea was the Duchess. Custom of enjoying, introduced by of Bedford. Oh, the English custom of enjoying afternoon tea was introduced by the Duchess of Bedford. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah, I like Kirin. Obviously, I don't drink it a lot now. When I was in Japan, I drank a lot of their stuff. I think like they're like lemon or citrusy drinks were the best, but should shake this by the way. We'll see some white peach milk tea. Random drink review test. Uh, it's pretty good. It's actually pretty peachy, but it's not overpowering, and it's not that sweet. It tastes like tea. It tastes like peach. I don't really taste the milk, but it's not necessarily a bad thing actually, because I usually don't drink milk tea. But there you go. It's all right. It's if you like peachy. I don't really like white peaches. I just like normal peaches. White peaches are, at least in my experience, I think they're like a little bit harder, a little bit more watery, and not as like tasteful. Cause I really do like the peach taste, so I don't like it dulled out by it being a white peach. Also, I just might be lying though. Maybe that's not what white peach is, but I think it is. Anyways, let's start episode 4. Don't know what this art is called. Probably will by next episode since I have to look up the episode title. Um, but yeah, let's start in 3, 2, 1, go. No intro? Yo. So usually always starts with intro. Oh, this is right was right at the end. This is the shadow girl from the intro we see a lot. Oh, it's split. Hmm. Is this a similar entity as Boogiepop? Imaginator. So not. Oh, okay. Whoa. Is this a flash forward? Oh, what the heck is happening? For real. Okay. Yep, that's Boogiepop for you. So, so it seems like a similar being to Boogiepop, at least from what I heard. Though it also, I thought Boogiepop was automated, but she kind of claimed that she wasn't automated anymore, claiming that that girl that we don't know her name yet was automated. So that's interesting. So can Boogiepop like summon herself, or did I misinterpret that? Um. Also, I guess Nadi did know about the weird phenomenon stuff. Like my idea was like maybe Nadi was like, I thought he was just into the crime stuff, and Nadi kind of like was doing the other thing, but he's connected, which made sense. Also, Imaginator is a new term, which I assume Boogiepop's included in it if they were comparing each other to itself, but yeah. Also, time stuff happening, so it seems like that was maybe a future event or something. I don't know. Like I said, non-conventional storytelling. I was kind of expecting something like this to happen. We'll have to try to dial in and dissect it. This is Tota. That's not Tota. It's just a person. That's spooky. That never happened to me. No roots. Interesting. It's a stress thing, maybe. Uh, it's good advice. So you can sense their stress. Or he's like observing her state of mind slash body as a plant, which made sense. Guidance counselor. Okay. It made sense since students are literally growing like a plant. That's in a book. Oh, that's not a good sign. Okay. I'm a little scared for her. That's true in Canada, by the way. I know that's just a saying right now. Missing in people's hearts. Rose within his heart. See their hearts as flowers. Interesting. That would be a great trait for a counselor or therapist, actually. Cool. Does it for good. Huh. Also, the music was really good. Oh, shadowy girl. Okay. See people's deaths. That's very scary. Oh, okay. I can kind of visualize that. Recreate the world. Yep. Imaginator. But that's just like the what she is, not her name. Okay, I don't fully get it, but I guess being able to see when or when someone's about to die, you can manipulate how they die or whatever, or if they live. So she's trying to change the world like that, or is it like some grander thing? It's kind of hard to tell. Rip. True. Mm. Especially if you see like someone's rose and they're just kind of helpless to a point where you can't really. And if they're like super determined to do something, but you see they just can't. No rose. Wait, what the fuck? Does that mean she's gonna die? No future? No future, maybe? Oh, she took over? She said she was trying to find herself a new thing, right? That's why she saw no bud. Whoa. What? Oh, he's breaking people's hearts, destroying their flowers, I guess. Use your powers to destroy some fits. Bring them to the dark side. Jesus. We're gonna see him descend into evilness. Is he gonna be the villain and she's gonna be like an overarching villain? This is Imaginator fucking with all the students. This is kind of fucked up. He's obsessed with her now. She's so. Ha. Jin? Who died? Oh. What the fuck? Past student? Past student? That failed? His advice did not work? Well, there's only so much a guidance counselor can do. But to be fair, I do think they have a big role if the students use them. Shizuko Imazaki. Not the girls we saw before, I think. Family issues. Chad? Just kill me. Just fucking do it. Well, this is done a. Oh. Oh. Imaginator to control. Yeah. Sorry, bro. It's not it's not his fault though for that happened. Force, okay. Makes sense. Oh, that's pretty fucked up. I got the way she's pointing it. He's gonna make the counselor think find people who are doomed, who have no future, no flower bud, and convince them that and their suffering because they have no future. I think that's the route he's trying to go down. I fucking love the editing in this though. It's so good. It's actually just so good. A sky. No, you're trying to make him. You're trying to egg him on. Even though it is a nice gesture. But she wasn't meant to commit suicide right there. That was Imaginator. Even if she was gonna die eventually, okay. Oh my god. He's evil! Kinda. What the fuck? You're like 10 years old. Oh god. What happened, dude? He was so nice. I'm gonna beat the shit out of these kids. To be fair, it sounded like they wanted to, like, do bad things, sure. Knives? Guinea pigs. At least they're doing it on bad people, but not like. Wait, what the fuck? You got powers? Happiness. Imaginator? She's done become the next Imaginator? Is this her new host or whatever? I get his motivations though already. No! Oh, that's probably Imaginator's original body. What the heck? Suto. Sweeto. Ah! Get boogie popped. I love Boogie Pop's theme. It's so good. She's a ghost, man. Oh, she was unwilling. I guess Boogie Pop made her jump off, I think. Enemy to the world. That's what she calls it. Are we not got a new cast of characters, by the way? I'm surprised we didn't see any of the people I said at the beginning. It's not the same outfit, right? This is a different straw. Rip. Rip. Just, I guess. Imaginator. That was an episode. Dude, I need to. The thing is with the reviews in this series, it's trying to be different than any other reviews we've done. Just because I need to read a lot back. Like I would have met if I had time I would watch it back, but I don't have that much time. Ah, this series is so good. I think we already have the characters lined up. What characters should we look? Oh, dude, we looked at the wrong guy. We looked at Jin's voice actor last time, thinking it was Manticore's boyfriend. Whoops. We already looked at him. Wrong person. Don't call me out on that. Hopefully. Where's... There he is. It's Masami. We'll look at Masami. And let's look at Kamichiro. Do a nice little double-double. I know, like, they're both dead, but... This is some good tea. It's solid tea for packaged. Is it worth the $2 it cost? I don't know. It's not bad though. It's pretty refreshing. All right, good epi, good epi. I will say, and I probably won't say this every episode, but I feel like I'm gonna think of this every episode. I love the editing style. This is like the editing, the camera angles, the sound design is all top notch. It's the best I've seen in a while. I compared it to Your Lie in April, but I think this definitely, or at least I enjoy it more. Story wise, I'm extremely confused. I assume it is like, to me, this like first episode of this new arc is a bit more confusing than the first episode of the last arc. Though I do know, how they did unconventional storytelling. I'm sure a lot of gaps will be filled throughout the episodes, including and making previous episodes make more sense. So like maybe we should just wait until we get the full arc done. Um, I think I got basically that, but let's look over the prologue then. Starts off with our new villain, whose name I forgot, but we have my anime list open. It's Suito, jumping off a building. Then your existence is just as limited to the present. How incredibly unfortunate. But no matter how long you wait, I doubt anything will happen. Say what? Yeah, it appears that you haven't split. You remain automatic, but you are finished either way. There's nothing left for you. Don't have a name yet. Nadu's father had a name for beings like you, Imaginator. So maybe I was misunderstanding a bit. So maybe when Boogiepop means split and automated, like Boogiepop's her own entity. Obviously, she resides in someone else, while she was giving Suto like a name. So maybe this is an entity created within Suto, but doesn't have her own personality yet. So she's just Suto, and Boogiepop's giving her the name Imaginator because Boogiepop is technically Tota, but they're not the same person, right? I think that's what they mean by like splitting. Maybe, I don't know. And I'm guessing like this whole idea is so. We'll talk about her motivation in a bit, but Boogiepop. This isn't like a flash forward. This is what happened now. This is present time. Boogiepop. We know Boogiepop's job is to stop people who can bring harm to the world, whether it's a Manticore who's just eating people, and also like a clone of a supernatural entity, to whatever this girl was. And I guess she won in the end, because once Boogiepop lots on, like, obviously we haven't seen her fighting abilities to the fullest, but she could restrain Manticore, who had probably the greatest feat of physical ability we've seen, um, very easily. So I'm guessing this girl committed suicide because she lost, and then she pops up right next to her saying, "Oh, it'll take a little while for my soul to move on. My body's dead, but my soul is still lingering in this world. So, will you be able to do something about it while my soul lingers?" I guess that's the best I can come up with right now. It is a bit confusing. On purpose, I assume. And yes, we do not see any of our old cast members. This is new cast, new school, same city, I imagine. Okay, let me also like, what is this girl's name he's talking to? This isn't the girl, um, the drug addict. She looks way too different. Just Sabumi. Wait, no, that's. I don't think that says her name. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. Any Astai, our new character, who has the unique ability. I was kind of right with my initial impression. He can see like basically a person materialize into a flower, and it seems like their whole being, their personality. I don't know if it goes into physical health too, but he judges it from like the heart. I think the potential is the bud, which I think is a big thing. But he can like detect imperfections and stuff like that through his visualization of seeing the flower. I don't know if it's supernatural or not, but because there are cases like that where I think people can interpret people through like intense imagination sort of thing. I don't know if that's real. I've seen that in anime. Does that count? Not even just anime, or maybe it is just anime. I don't know. Like visualizing a person as, let's say, like he does it a flower. You can do like anything, like a tree. Same thing. Like what type of tree is, what's the state of the tree? Is it withering or whatever? And you can judge a person like that. I don't know if what's that called or if that's a real thing, but that's what's happening with him, whether it's supernatural or not. And he's using it as a guidance teacher to help people, help them. He can see the imperfections. Like with this first girl, he saw that she's stressed out over the exams, and he's like, oh, the buds. So he was describing her flowers. The buds so heavy it can fall off, which I assume is it's heavy from the stress. So he told her, relax on the exams a little. Like he's using it for good. It I imagine it would really help with his occupation, which is nice. And seems like a stellar guy. And then it all changes when Imaginator comes into play. Um, who's a ghost, and she kind of explains her powers. I guess she had while living, and probably still. Well, I assume they changed now because it looks like she can do more stuff. But when she could see people's energy, life energy, and see it disappear when they die. Um, we didn't get like a visual representation of what that is, but I imagine it's something like you can see a person. Let's say life energy is like bright yellow, and when it's like faded, then you can say, oh, they're closer to death. Or if it's like really faded, you're like, oh, this person's about to die. Um, not like maybe like if a person's about to, and I think like they talk about manipulation as in where it's like if you see like a person's life energy like super dim, that means they're about to die, and like they just get hit by a car or something. Like you can see the death coming, and you can see the life energy fade away when they die. So in my mind, you can use this ability. It's like, oh, I can see this person's about to die. Let's prevent them from doing anything that will cause them to die. And then it would like when they're like fated to die, I guess technically, because a life energy. If I'm thinking it right, it could be she just sees the general life energy, like just general amount, and it's just like it could be full, and then they like get in an accident, and then it drains slowly. Maybe it's something like that. But the way she talks about manipulation makes me think that she sees the life energy, and it kind of predicts when the person's gonna die. So if you have that information, you can change their fate, because with that system of life energy, it kind of shows that some people are just fated to die at a certain time, or most people are. I don't know if I'm making sense, man. It's very hard for me. But that's my thoughts on it. If I'm ever too confusing, you can always type in the comments, and I'll try to clarify my thoughts on the matter. Let me just read what she says actually. Starting from I used to be the same as you. I can see people's deaths. To be more precise, I can see what it looks like when the energy field that is a life burns away. I represent a possibility in which people can manipulate death. See that makes me think I'm right. Like an energy field, like it sends off a signal basically if someone's about to die. So if you have the ability to see all these energy fields, and you see someone's about to die, if you prevent it, then you're like changing fate. You're manipulating the state of life which should be dead. To recreate the world in that fashion is my purpose. Now, I don't know what this line means for her motivation. To like stop people from dying. Though we see later that she can also she seems to like kill people. So I don't know if it's that. To recreate the world in that is my fashion. As such, I am an enemy of this world. That made sense. I don't know her grand plan per se, but she's going against the status quo, and that's why Boogiepop calls her an enemy of the world. I would say, like, depending on how grand this is, probably more than Manticore, who was just eating people and turning them into zombies, which is really bad, by the way. But this seems like some like world-ending shit or something. So I don't know. I also wonder if she's gonna be like a recurring villain and make villains, because yes, Asta turns into a villain basically, and it'll focus more on it'll focus on her Imaginator obviously, but I feel like Asta might be the main villain, and we might follow Imaginator around a bit just because of how prevalent she is in the opening too, compared to like Manticore, who wasn't even in the opening. And she wants Astai's help. And we know like now as a ghost, she can possess people and she can like fly around and shit. Ghost benefits or spirit. And obviously Astai's like, what the fuck? Jin Nissan. Don't think that's her actual brother. Just term of endearment. Fellow teacher. Possible love interest. Him seeing no butt is really weird, and I'm wondering if that's a side effect of Imaginator taking over, or if she just doesn't have a future. Because I mean, it does seem like she just wants to follow Astai, and maybe if Astai is not interested in that way, she's, it might like crash her world. I don't know if that's what it's trying to interpret. But we see Imaginator take her over, and I want to look at this conversation. And through this, the corruption of Astai begins. Because Astai's always been wondering, you know, he has this power, and he does his best to like use his information to make balance their lives a bit more, but he wants to like help further. And then Imaginator shows him a vision of him destroying people's petals, and I'm like, what the fuck, dark side? But they explain it pretty nicely in a way I understand. You know, Imaginator saying, "Oh, this will be your choice," and then he's like, "No way, I would never do something like that." But the real answer is, um, when it comes down to it, you're not just ripping out people's hearts who like are happy. If you find a person, and he talked about it earlier too, if you find a person whose flower or like, yeah, basically the flower is just destroyed to the point where living is quote unquote pointless or painful, or they're gonna die anyways, killing them now would be like an act of mercy, putting their life at ease, you know. And most people, even with their flower being bad, they would still resist, because nobody wants to die. Well, I shouldn't say that, but it's just an instinct, a human instinct to avoid death. But once they kind of show that, I'm like, okay, that's gonna be the route he goes down, which he does. I think we'll have to see more, because we didn't really see evil Astai, but yeah, I understand at least. And then he's talking to the student, lost in thought. But here's the thing, and I don't know if this is Imaginator's plan, but it seems like Imaginator's like going into other people's dreams, and from this girl's account, she's saying um that exams and studying doesn't matter anymore. But we can see like if Imaginator's like kind of ruining people's lives, it sets up more people for Astai to peacefully end. So I wonder if she's trying to make like this chain reaction where Astai can kill more people. It's kind of a crazy idea. I don't know if that's the plan, but I kind of just realized that now, which is kind of funny. He becomes kind of obsessed with Imaginator, and yes, we see his encounter with his past student. Um, and Imaginator explains her situation, that she was forced into drug money and drug dealing, and she couldn't get out. It's a bad situation. The police weren't willing to help her because she's too far gone, and Imaginator basically says her life's over. There's nothing she can do. If you've watched my Higurashi Consark read through, it's kind of like Otabe's situation. Spoilers, but whatever. Um, or his debt situation is like I was saying in the playthrough. I'm like this. I was trying to put myself in his shoes and like what possible option does he have? And aside from a miracle or like robbing a bank or something, it's just impossible for like normal methods. And this is kind of like comparable to this girl's um, current situation where you can't really do anything. The police are using you as like bait to get bigger drug deals. You have no allies. The Imaginator says her last hope was going to Astai. Um, she's basically dead. She's in suffering, so you should just kill her, and it'll be done. Now, Astai doesn't kill her. Imaginator does, but yeah, that sets him down the path. Like a truly hopeless situation. And yes, I do think it's morally bad to do that, but it's a complicated situation for sure. Um, can be a lot of discussions on that. But basically, I mean, it wasn't Astra's fault either. It was Imaginator that, possessed her and made her kill herself. But it's a pretty sad scene too, man. Just seeing her say, damn it, as she falls over. She, not falls over. She passes on to the next life. Astra being the last person to pick her rose. That and it's a cool detail I didn't notice while watching, but the rose is like just slightly bloomed again. Um, or the bud, I should say, is slightly bloomed, and then showcasing, a fully bloomed rose is, someone who's grown up, and students are like a bud. Hers was just like, she grew up, but she didn't get to fully grow up because of her rough situation. So seeing like her rose incomplete and having to get rid of it now is actually like pretty emotional. Then we get the last scene, which I'm a little confused about. Astai saving the kid. Like, there's a kid brawl, but it's like kind of fucked up because it sounds like the group of boys wants to sexually assault the girl. Um, he lets the victims. I mean, I don't know. I'm air quoting. There are victims run away, and then he like performs magic. Now we'll learn about it, but it seems like he freezes their hearts. Maybe freezes the flower. We don't really. I don't really get it right now. And he said he was testing his new power. It seems to be some sort of immobilizing thing. Probably like freezing the flower bud in time so they can't move or something. We'll learn about it later. And no, that wasn't the last scene. The last scene was a little flashback of Imaginator's friend while she was still human, contemplating committing suicide to join her. And then that hits with the Boogiepop. Um, basically just I wonder if the friend will have a role, since she seemed to be a pretty good friend. Or at least she thought she was a pretty good friend to Imaginator, so maybe there'll be something to that. Um but it was a scene. Basically, like the only thing you really got from it, besides the introduction of this maybe important character for the arc, was that Boogie Pop's still looking for the ghost. She has no idea where she could be, and yeah. At least we get to hear the Boogiepop theme, man. It's always a pleasure. It's such a cool theme. This show's so good, man. After I'm done this show, I want to do a tier list of animes I've watched on the channel, and obviously I can't speak now since we're not done, and I have to think about everything that we've watched. But this would definitely be like up there for sure, if not the best already. Just from the editing chops, man. I can't stress it because it's very impressive. Like I am thoroughly enjoying it. But that's it for that episode. Let's do some voice actor review before we wrap it up. This time we're actually looking at Masumi, because we looked at Jin last time by accident, because I just assumed it was Masumi. So a little spoiler in that. But this is Masumi Enoki Junya. Um, look at stuff we know. Yuma from Aoashi. I haven't watched it, but I have read a lot of Aoashi. Good manga, I think. S he's in Beastars. He's Jack and Fudge. I don't know who that is. He's in Beyblade Burst. He's Shu. I used to love Beyblade as a kid, man. Boogiepop, obviously, is Masumi. Cardfight Vanguard G. He's Kiba Shion. Main characters, Sid's favorites. It's not a lot of favorites. I love the original Cardfight Vanguard. It was so much fun to watch, even though I don't play the game. I tried to get into G, but I just couldn't. Not a lot of Cardfight love on this on these characters, eh? But yeah, first one's good. But yeah, anyways, doesn't really matter. Uh Takeshi Takeru from Digimon. I don't know. I haven't watched Digimon. Shin from Doro Hedoro. I haven't watched that, but I remember liking the manga a lot as a kid, kind of. It was in my public library, so I read it a lot. Not the full thing, but and I remember trying to finish the rest online eventually, and it was just so messy to read, so I could never like get through it. But it's a cool story for sure. Anything else though? ID Invaded. He was Kazuo. If you don't know, ID Invaded, first anime we watched on this channel. Um, very good show. Very good show for sure. He's Fudo from JoJo. He's Yuji Itadori Yuji from Jujutsu Kaisen. That's probably the biggest character. Very prolific role. So good for you. He's in Run with the Wind. He's one of the twins. Now that's space. He's Imai Cosmo from Tenden Ashura. Dude, when's Tenden Ashura season 3 time to come out? I love Tenden Ashura. Not the anime, the manga and Tenden Omega. It's the only manga well, it's not anymore. I follow Tenden Omega weekly, and I follow Record of Ragnarok and the other one, the Japanese Strongest Tournament thing monthly. Those are the three manga I regularly follow, but season 3 finally coming out. Eh? Maybe I should react to it on the channel. I don't know. Um, and anime is not great, but I will literally still watch it just because I am a Tengen fanboy. Komi's brother from the Komi anime. Good manga. Haven't watched the story. The manga that's interesting though, for sure. Especially when they is Komi the one where they introduce Komi characters? Sorry, I just need a character list. Character tier list. It's crazy. Uh, Anime list. Even though like some people like, I remember it because I like reading comments on the manga just because they're usually like I disagree with them usually because they're usually pretty passionate. But I think this is the one with the Dairu like character that comes in like halfway through the manga and becomes like a rival love interest that actually like usually when they introduce a rival love interest it usually has like zero chance, but she's actually like doing pretty good and people just fucking hate her and I'm like she's a cool character, man. Okay, it doesn't seem like she's on anime list, so maybe she isn't in the anime yet, but um no, it's a good story. Oh, second season? It had 2 seasons already? Man, time flies, huh? Time does fly. Yeah, but definitely a solid slice of life show. I think my favorite like slice of life manga for any like I mean it's like nothing like Komi, but Watamote. I haven't read it in so long. I need to read it. See how many chapters I've um been hodling. but it's so good, man. When season 2, man, they have so much content they can make. They have so much content. Anyways, getting off track. He's a Rengoku Senjuro from Demon Slayer, by the way. For any Demon Slayer enjoyers. That's not me. uh Anything else? The Shadowverse anime. I used to play Shadowverse. It was fun. He's Reiner from Attack on Titan. It's a pretty big role. Um anything cool? Token Rambo the anime? Didn't even know that was a thing. We have some Token Rambo gameplay on the channel. Very old. If you ever want to see that. It's pretty sleeper though. Anyways, that's it. But you know, he was the main guy from Kaisen, so it's probably enough. Probably makes bank off that, right? And some other roles. Let's see the comments. No comments? Huh, not even Uchiha guy wishing him a happy birthday. It's crazy. Alright, let's look up Naoto Tamichiro, the blonde girl or brown haired girl from the first arc. She's an absolute duo. Never watched it. Alice in Deadly Stool. What is this? Assassination Classroom. Tota? Tota? Another character named Tota. I don't even remember that one. Anything cool? Anything cool? Grisasia? Grisaya? I don't know how to say it. People like that. He's Yuji. She's Yuji Kazami. Lots of favorites. Uh, Anything cool? You know, not dissing. Just something like I can recognize. She's in Witsos? Oh, she's in the new Witsos, so I might not know who she is. Oh, she's Aya! Wait, who? Oh! Okay, so I've only watched half of the new Witsos, and I only watch it during like internet outages or whatever. But it's the Siston's sister that died. Okay. I mean, she didn't. That wasn't really a role, but anything else? Anything else I can recognize? Uh, the end. Oh, she's Mitty from Yowamushi Pedal. Now that's a character I recognize. Now, do I like Mitty from Yowamushi Pedal? She doesn't really have a role. She was definitely like more important, like the first before the new generation hit. But yeah, whatever. I don't know. Not too prolific, but also, where's the comments? Did they get removed from? Did they remove the comments? She has no comments either. Like, huh? Let me just click like a random character. Oh, I can't go back, man. Boogiepop Phantom. Let's look at Boogiepop's voice actress. She has comments. No, I think they removed comments. What the fuck? Wait, that's disappointing. It was so funny watching comments. Aww. Come on, my anime list. Is it really done? Let me just. We need to find like some superstar. Chainsaw Man. M- Uh, Main guy has to have like bit Denji Toya. Who? He's never been in a role before. Also, 10,000 favorites already. Hasn't even came out, man. Spy Family. Uh, this girl, Anya's voice actor. Boom. No comments. I'm pissed. Comments were so funny. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. There's your voice actor review. Hopefully it was fun. I enjoy doing them. I'm educated now. Thank you for watching though. Hopefully you enjoyed. A very interesting art start, as expected. But instead we'll see what happens next time. Will we see any characters that we've seen before? Maybe Nagi. I'd imagine Nagi might show up. Again, they're at a different school, so it's likely we won't see anyone else, but who knows. But thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.